Welcome to the Weekly Social, folks. Everything Katy, Fulshire, Richmond, Texas. Today we have Dawda as well as Priscilla, Pfaff.
Hi.
Hi. Happy Valentine's Day, all.
Happy Valentine's.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
And thank you, Dawda, for coming.
Yes.
Oh.
What a special day to hang out, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all about love today.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then last time you were with us, I think we had some sound issues, and then
We
we
did.
re-recorded, and it still didn't record, so it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we got to do this again.
Oh,
So we're so glad.
I
So
appreciate
glad
you
you're
calling me
here.
out. Yeah, I'm glad to be
So,
here.
Yeah, thanks for coming out today.
Yes.
Mhm.
If you would, tell us a little bit about yourself and your company and all the great stuff you do for the community.
Oh, amazing.
I mean, my name is Dawda. The company is called Your Move Moving and Storage. We've been
Yes.
in business for about 16 years now. Katy is our home, really. That's where we started. And then we built it now where we go nationwide. Everywhere within the lower 48, we can take you there. So
Wow.
that's sort of like what we do. And then relationships are very, very important to us. So we just built our business based on relationships only. 95% of our business is word of mouth. So that speaks volume.
Yes, sir.
So,
Bravo.
Yeah. 16 years later, we must be doing something right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yes.
And y'all give back so much. I mean, even with the disaster, when the hurricane hit,
Yes.
I mean, Dawda got with everybody and said, okay, get supplies, get it here. We're coming to get it, and we're putting it in our 18-wheeler, and we're taking it to them.
Yes. Just the most recent one was it Helene, the one that
Yes.
happened in North Carolina.
Yes.
And again, it's, I wish I could take all the credit, but it's the people of the community. We're like a vessel, really. We
Right.
come over here and then we ask, and then folks just come out and then just deliver and donate all these things, and then we just put it all in a huge 18-wheeler and then just drop it off. And,
So what was the experience when you got there and dropped it off?
so I personally go, my brother went.
Oh, your brother went. Okay.
But he,
Awesome.
well, they cooked for him when he got there. They were
Oh,
so
yeah?
excited to see him.
Oh.
But you can tell that people were so appreciative because he sent me some photos and things like that because of the situation that they were in. Some of them even the animals needed food and things like that. So when he got over there, they were just, everybody came out, helped out, and then it went for a good cause. So it was but it all came from Texas, from the people here, because we deal with stuff like that ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We live on,
Yeah.
hurricanes,
Right.
the storms and things like that. So it's,
Winter freezes, pick something.
so we understand what it feels like to be in those situations, and that's how it started. Remember, Harvey is what started this.
Oh, 100%.
Most people's homes flooded. I was extremely lucky that my house didn't flood it, but I was watching TV and I couldn't help myself. That what can I do to help?
Mm-hmm.
So
Couldn't go anywhere.
No, but like I managed to actually get to my warehouse because I had to pick up truck. So I took one of the moving trucks
Yeah.
and then we drove to Cyprus.
Wow.
And then we met the Cajun Navy over there, who were there. And then they put like some of these canoes and stuff inside the truck. So we get it as far as we can. And we get into the neighborhoods and we started getting people out the houses. And all that stuff. So that's how it all started. So it's just one
That's
thing that going on and all
wonderful.
that stuff. So
I mean, that's just
Yeah.
like the Ballard House during that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
people came in with canoes to get them out because it flooded.
yeah. So I mean, you don't even think about like what's in the water at that point because you just want to help folks. And it just, that experience, once you go through it, it's soothing and it's just,
It humbles you.
It humbles you. You appreciate the little things in life that, you know what, my house didn't get flooded, but look at what these people having to deal with and all this stuff. And then you go home at night and you was like, well, at least I did something good for somebody today, which is a good way to look at
Yes,
it in life.
sir.
So
100%.
Can we rewind the Cajun Army? Because I think a lot of people do not know what that is.
Oh, tell them.
So the Cajun Navy.
Oh, yeah, Cajun Navy. I said that wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So they're from Louisiana. And then what they normally do is when there's floods and things like that, they don't ask folks for nothing. They just get their equipment and then wherever it is, they go right in it and help people out.
They do.
Yeah.
They
And
pull people out of houses, animals, pets, pick something.
they are amazing.
Okay, so is it an actual Navy organization or is
It's
it
just a community-based organization.
okay.
They don't get paid for it. This is all
It's
volunteers.
just volunteers.
Just people
Yeah.
just coming and helping
Just
out.
good Samaritans taking their
That's
boats and driving across state.
That's it. You know, if
Oh.
it happens in Houston, they come all the way, whether it's in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, wherever they're from, they just drive and then come in and help. And they stay until the work is done.
So how did you run into them that day?
That was by accident. We just actually happened to show up over there and they were there.
Oh, wow.
And then we offered, I still have the photos and things like we offered to just, hey, we have a big truck. What can we do to help? They said, well, we can put some of these boats in here and you can just back up or drive as far as you can. and we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
And then once we get the trucks out, we will put the truck at the tail end of, as far as we can go. And then when they bring people in, we put them inside the truck and we take them in for safety.
Okay.
So that's what we were doing all day that day. And we were there for like 3 days.
Wow.
So and so that whole process started everything else of what we're doing now, because these things will happen. So you just have to help your neighbor. That's all it is. So.
And I think that, from that, I think we've all gotten a lot better about doing things like that. Helping your neighbor and doing and knowing you're going through those.
Well, I use myself as an example because, people that helped me build my business, they didn't know me from Adam.
Right.
So they didn't have to do that, but they did it out of the kindness of their hearts. So the least I could do is give back.
Sure.
So it's like
pay it forward.
Pay it forward. You got to help somebody else. Just because Priscilla helped me, I might not be able to help her directly, but if I can help you, why not? You can't help everybody, but you can help somebody.
You can help somebody.
So that's just the way it is.
But there was, as soon as I met you, I just knew you had that beautiful heart and knew that you were going to do some amazing things, not only for everybody, moving them and taking care of them, and they don't have to worry about their stuff. I mean, because when you do, it's just, that's your things, that's your life right there, and you're taking the responsibility, and y'all are just taking care of them.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, every move that we do, I put my own reputation on the line. So you have to make sure, if it goes right, everything's happy. If it goes wrong, then how do we fix it and move forward from it? But consistency compounds. We've been around for 16 years. We just want to make sure, another 16 years we'll still be here. But we can only do that because of our community, our friends, the relationship we built. So yeah, it works.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Didn't I see on Facebook, because we're friends on Facebook, that you guys had you had to get a new truck not long ago?
Yes. So,
can you tell us a little bit about that story?
That one was where the back end got kind of messed up.
So
it may not be a good story to tell, but I think...
hey, at least at the end of the day, it's a feel-good story. It started rough, but we ended up getting the truck back. So, I think it was in June. So one of our trucks was right here in St. Ranch, and then just hit a tree, and then just the whole roof was gone.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, it's like you're opening a sardine can. It's like from the front all the way to the back. It was painful to watch.
Oh.
The good thing about it, nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
Did you see it happen?
I came in maybe 10, 15 minutes after it happened.
Oh, wow.
So I saw it, and I saw the branch on the side of the road. It was just painful.
Looked like a canister went down the side.
The first question I asked was, is anybody hurt? They said no. I said, you son of a... But I didn't say that.
Some unchristian language.
So you can't say anything nice, just be quiet about it.
Exactly.
So they came in, we got it towed to this company called Precision. So they had it over there. They rebuilt it. You're not even going to be able to tell if something happened. They did such an amazing work on it. So the whole box has been rebuilt. And that's what I posted, how it was and how it looked like right now.
Yeah.
So the truck's back on the road. It's doing great. And I keep telling the guys, you better not.
You better not. You better not.
But we've been really, really grateful because it could have been worse.
Yes.
Somebody
as long as nobody got hurt. You could have placed metal.
Exactly. The driver didn't get hurt. Nobody's building got destroyed. So we were just grateful that nobody got hurt. Materials can be replaced, but...
Had you already loaded it?
It was empty. We were done for the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that was a blessing.
That was a blessing too. Imagine having somebody's furniture in there and then all that stuff getting destroyed. That would cost a lot more.
Right.
So, God works in mysterious ways.
Yes, He does. Yes, He does.
I'm grateful nobody got hurt, and then the truck's back on the road.
Good.
So we good.
So tell me, with you two being real estate, moving, closing, what are the things y'all see that you could let people know about that could help that process and brings not so much stress during that time for them?
So
my advice is A, hire a moving company. B, take your personals.
Yes.
Your price. Your replaceable stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
Like family heirlooms, jewelry, cash, guns, things like that. I always tell people, even when I go do surveys, I'll tell them, you have to move that on your own. Don't let anybody else handle it. Everything else, they can easily move. These things that are irreplaceable, you have to take those on your own.
Right.
But when it comes to moving, as soon as you know that your house is about to be in the market and things like that, you got to plan ahead. Contact your mover. Have them come and give an estimate.
What happens if closing gets delayed? You're scheduled and closing gets delayed.
So if you have to move, let's say you close on the house that you have to move out of, right?
Mhm.
We can actually move you out of there. We have our own storage facility. We can store it for you until let's say the new home is ready, and we can easily just pick it up
Okay.
and then take it over there and then get it delivered. So you have that option with us.
Okay.
We have 2 acres. We have our storage facility there where we store our stuff, and then it's safe and secure. We have great lighting out there, and then we can easily just hold it for you until you're ready to take it to the new house.
That's a beautiful
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah,
Yes, because it happens.
It happens. Things
And
happen.
things happen, and we just, you try to plan and get all that stuff together, and then it just happens.
It
So,
happens. We do it again for water and restoration companies as well, where the house would get flooded, and then obviously we come in, we pack everything out, take it, put it in storage. Once the house is rebuilt, we bring it right back in, and then stage it and set it up. So there's a lot of options that we can do. We just want to be really.
I would have never
one-stop
thought of you
service.
guys helping and working with that. So
Yeah.
that's a great service.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
huge.
So you just try to just be a company of service when it comes to it, and it's so because those things when they happen, it's very stressful, and you as a homeowner, that's the last thing you want to deal with. Where do I take my stuff? How do I deal with this?
Yeah.
But
And especially even the buyers, let's say they got to be out of their apartment at the end of the month because they've already turned in their notice. And then they don't close for a couple of days into the next month.
Yeah.
You can store their stuff. They can stay in a hotel until that gets happened, but they're out of their apartment. That stress is off and can move forward.
yeah, so we take everything out, and once the new house is ready, we get it delivered.
Yeah.
So you have to have all these options available, and then and if your clients don't know what the next move is, as simple as a phone call, we'll see how we can help.
Okay.
So a lot of options out there that people can help.
Well, and you guys are professionals. I mean, you guys know how to pack, load, move stuff.
Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, I had a closing not long ago. Somebody removed a safe from the house, and he didn't do it correctly, and it damaged the floor. And it was a hurdle on the day of closing on the final walk. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of these safes can weigh up to 1,500 pounds. You have to know how to move them, So we actually recently had one that went from Katy to Arkansas. We have the whole team, the equipment. If it wasn't for the equipment, we would have been in a lot of trouble to move it. So about that. So, but we ended up just getting it delivered and set up and staged in Arkansas. So you can't just take a dolly and then move certain safes. They're too heavy. So
Sure.
Yeah.
No, as far, do you guys do it by the pound? I mean, how does that work? Because I know shipping companies do it a couple different ways.
Right.
And I'm just trying to provide clarity to the people that are watching.
So there are certain ways of doing it. You can either have the cubic measurement in regards to the space of the truck, and that's why it's so important to have the mover come into the house and then do the in-home estimate. And it's done by the weight. So most of these box trucks, you can put up to about 9,500, maybe 10,000 pounds in one box truck.
Okay.
And then
Is
anything
it
up
48 foot?
no, that's 26 footer.
26 foot, a box truck.
A box truck, right?
Like
So,
a U-Haul?
I would say U-Haul, like the Penske's, right? The
Right,
bigger ones,
right,
right? Yeah,
right.
the U-Hauls
Okay.
the U-Hauls cannot take that much because they're short. But
Ah.
the trucks we have are the high cube ones, so you can put up to 10,000 pounds in there. But we also have the 18-wheelers, right? So if you wanted to just, the 18-wheelers can take a lot more, because they have what they call the belly, where it's dropped and then the height is really tall. So you can put 50, 60,000 pounds in there.
Oh my God.
So, and you have people that have that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I've moved folks where you fill up an 18-wheeler and 2 box trucks, go into another house.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
That's
but yeah, to
a
answer
large
your-
home.
That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
a three bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car
Yeah.
garage.
No.
2,000 square feet.
That's
no.
6, 7, 8,000 square foot homes. I mean, this is Texas.
Yeah,
Homes can be that big.
Right.
But yeah, some of the things are done by the weight, and some of the things are done by cubic measurements and things like that. But
So
the good
it
thing about
depends on.
it depends on it. But if it's a local move, we do it by the hour. When we do a survey, we'll say, hey, well, this is. But we always have what we call not to exceed. So if we do the survey, we look at it, what's you're going to need about 6 guys and 2 trucks, but it's not to exceed 10 hours. So if it goes above the 10 hours,
you're
you don't have to worry
mitigating
about exactly
the cost up.
So, but if it goes less, you pay less. If it goes above, you don't have to worry about paying anything over the 10 hours. So at least you know what
That's
your price point is.
beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah, because it gives you the budget of what your total cost is.
Right,
So.
and then you're not worried that, what if they don't get out of here in time? What if we don't
What if
get to
they're
the
milking
new
the
house?
clock?
Yeah.
I mean,
Whatever.
that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought it up because we don't pay our guys by the hour. We pay them a daily rate. The reason behind that is we don't want them to just basically watch the clock and focus on, how many hours am I going to make today? If you pay somebody a daily rate, whether they work 6 hours or 10 hours, they're not going to slow down. They're just going to keep working and getting the job done.
Okay.
So that helps the customer in the long run.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a great concept.
It is, yeah. The hourly rate is just not a good idea. We cut that off a long time ago because we realized like some people, not all guys, but some guys, they just try to just milk it and then
Yeah.
not focus in. But if you have professionals doing it, they like the daily rate themselves. So it works for them.
Well, yeah, if they have
Yeah.
a half day, they get
Yeah,
paid the same as a full.
I
And
know.
they don't want to screw up losing their half days.
So
So they're going to do a good job on the
I
full
work
days.
6
to
hours,
get
get
the
paid for
half days.
10. I'll do it any day.
Yeah.
So, but it works out for the clients, and that's what matters in the long run. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
good info. That is really good. And then going, and now y'all go nationwide. You'll go from here to Florida, California, and wherever.
Yeah, the farthest we ever been was Washington State, Bainbridge, Washington, which is way up there. It was like 2,800 miles one way.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the farthest we ever been. But most of our trips are, let's say, the southeast part of the United States, from here all the way to Florida. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, the Virginias, then Carolinas and places like that. Like this past week, we went to.
That's pretty country over there, by the way.
Yeah. And some of the places are very difficult. You may have to. Some places you can't even get the 18-wheeler up the mountains and stuff. So you may have to do what we call a shuttle. And we have to know exactly how to get there, so we'll transfer some of the stuff into smaller trucks to get it into the house. But yeah.
And then what about the storm that we just went through? Did any of that affect you guys in the last week or two up there? Because that's a lot of shipping stuff
Oh, that's true.
been held up.
It stopped because basically it affected some of the moves. We had to delay it a little bit, and that's why some of the shipments we took recently to Tennessee and Arkansas, they were supposed to be done like a couple of weeks earlier, but we had to slow them down because of the storms and stuff. So these things will happen, and it's just logistics. You just have to find a way and then make sure that you communicate that with the customer and then get it there when it gets there. So most customers, they understand, and
It's Mother Nature.
it is what it is.
Yes.
You still get yelled at sometimes. They was like, Dawda,
Sure.
no, I want my stuff tomorrow. I was like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And especially that black ice you have on the road, those are the worst ones right there. They can
Right.
easily just mess up your equipment, and your driver could get in trouble on the road and things like that.
And
So.
and the stuff you're transporting.
Yeah.
You don't want that customer stuff to get messed up.
Yeah.
I've seen where they have runoffs in the mountains and stuff, like at the bottom. And you don't want, I mean, that's a safety thing, but it's still not good if you have to use that runoff and go into it.
Yeah, I mean, safety is always number one, and you have to make sure if you don't feel comfortable doing what you're doing, just communicate it with the client and make sure they understand that this is why we're doing what we're doing. We can wait. I would rather pay the guys 2 extra days to stay over there and get it done right, rather than just forcing something to happen. So
Right.
most people really, really understand, and but sometimes you just have to deal with the situation, explain yourself. But overall, our clients are very understanding, and then they allow us to just get it done accordingly.
Yeah,
So,
and you both are very similar in that aspect.
Yeah.
In the way you put it out there, you share it, here's the answer, and boom, go on down the road.
Never a problem, only solution, so I look at everything.
It is. So every problem has a solution. So if you focus on the problems, that's all you're gonna get.
That's all you're gonna get. 100%.
Yeah, that's always the way. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's been
wow.
exciting. It's been 16 years, so. Oof.
I bet you've had a lot of different experiences.
Yeah, I have stories to tell. Yeah, the craziest one was when I had to sleep in my truck in Centerville, Texas, coming back from Dallas because the truck broke down at midnight.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that was exciting because I couldn't have a mechanic until the morning.
Right.
So I was like,
Was
well,
it the middle of summer?
it was not too bad. It was around October, so I got
Okay,
lucky.
you're
for that,
fortunate,
So and then
And you're up north a little bit too.
yeah, exactly. So you do what you have to do.
Yeah.
So
Hey, I slept on my porch before when I couldn't get in my house.
yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, and had to wait for the locksmith the next morning.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That was exciting. Like, I'm homeless for the night. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a good. What I like about what this business has done for me is the relationships I've built, the friendships,
Yeah.
and I could be gone or being somewhere else, but the friendships I've built through the years, it's just I can't put money in that. It's just the value. It's just priceless.
Yeah.
And you give back a lot to the community. There was a huge backpack drive that you did not long ago.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
so glad you brought that up and I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yes,
But I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is like that's one of my favorite things to do. So this is actually our 5th year doing it.
Your 5th year?
Yeah,
Okay, so
so-
it's annual.
It's annual, so we'll come in. Priscilla has played a big part of it. Dr. Katy told right next door.
So
to you
did
guys,
Richard.
and Richard. So
Yes.
all these people, I mean, the community always come through. So
Mm-hmm.
now I just got back actually from Africa, and then I visited the school where some of the backpacks went, And
Awesome.
it was just amazing. And I went and saw those kids, and
That's what makes it all worthwhile, isn't it?
you see them with the backpacks and everything else.
Yeah.
And I went over there, and I bought them pizza, and they sung for me. And I was like, oh my God, it was
Okay, so
yeah.
I know that you can't,
Yeah.
repeat the song probably,
Yeah.
but those kids thinking about you that much
Yeah.
and creating a song just for you.
Yeah, because it is.
Oh, they
and-
did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Wow.
And I actually wanted to thank the principal of the school because
Mm-hmm.
she actually doesn't send any kids away. So even if you can't pay, you still stay.
That's good.
She'll find a way to because she says she doesn't want any kid not to have an education.
Right.
So these
That's a
backpacks,
special
exactly, and the backpacks, the supplies that go over there, you have no idea what they do to those kids.
And how many did you send last year?
Last year, actually, we sent about 350 is what we sent, but the year before we had 2,500. Right, so we didn't only
Wow.
focus on one school. So we went several schools all over.
Yes.
And then this time our window was just short, but like what we were short on backpacks, we got it on other school supplies, pencils, notebooks, crayons, things like that. Things that our kids over here have plenty of it, right?
Right.
When you look at those kids, obviously, it is what it is. So they just don't have access to all that stuff. And then so when you give that to them, you could change somebody's life just like that.
Oh, you are.
When I look at one of
Not can, you
yeah,
are.
exactly. So when you look at these kids,
Wow.
that was me.
Yeah.
I grew up in that environment, so I know exactly what it feels like to not have much, to be one of those kids, and so that's why it is easy for me to just be able to give back to them. But again, I thank the community for always coming when I ask, and then they always deliver, and we are so grateful for that. You have no idea what you're doing for those children. It goes a long way. So whatever you do, please continue to do it. And
Yeah,
continue to
so-
support.
Anytime tag me, because I can push it out to thousands and thousands
Right.
of people to
Yeah.
help.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if we're going to someplace and somebody's got a big stack of pins,
Yeah.
we ought to collect them at that time, just
Exactly.
so it would be available to give to you.
Right, so we start actually right before, school opens after the summer. So right about October, well, let's say it's September. So we start collecting these things because I send it around the Christmas holiday. So I use my own money to ship them out. But what saves me money is the donations, right? That piles up. So we put them in like wardrobe boxes and things like that. We'll label them, we'll tag them, and then we send it away. So it's all everybody's effort in putting this together. So I'm not the only one. I mean,
And it's your sister
my
that.
sister gets it delivered over
Yes.
there. So she's over there. She just.
Oh, your sister lives there.
My little sister lives
Okay.
there. So she would get it all together and then go deliver it. And then if the school got everything they need, she would start looking at other schools and the kids in the neighborhood and all these things.
So none of it goes to waste.
None of it goes to waste. Everything's get delivered. Everything. So it's a
But we
beautiful
need
thing to
to-
see.
Yeah, we need to be thinking about that now as we run across different things and
Yeah.
put it aside so it's ready to rock and roll
Oh yeah. If you
and
have
get
it,
all that good stuff.
and we'll
exceed.
always come and pick it up wherever you have it around the Houston, Katy area. We'll come in. We'll bring our trucks. We'll pick it up and then we'll store it. And then when it's time to ship, we'll put it all together and take it away.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
is
Speaking
amazing.
of donations, I'm going to put a plug in real quick.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We do have a blood drive coming up on March 8th. It's going to be at the Ballard House. We are going to cross
So
promote
that's a
it with them.
Saturday.
Yes.
Mhm.
We are still working on the time. We
Yes.
typically save around 70 people's lives every year with the donations.
Mhm.
And just so everybody knows, and I've said this more than once, we run out of blood every single day in Houston, Texas. So
Yeah.
whether you show up to my blood drive or somebody else's, please
Donate.
Please donate. Because it's
Please.
not important to you until you need it.
Yeah.
And,
Or
and
your-
people
one of your
need it
family
every day.
members
That's
need
right.
it.
That's right.
And it hits
Yes.
home like that.
And
really
then it's like
appreciate it.
you don't realize how many people do get blood, need to get blood and all of that.
Blood
And-
transfusions, cancer. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't realize
Ooh.
how
Yeah.
much blood cycled and used all day, every day.
And plus, with coming to the blood drive, they can take a walk through the Ballard House and get a feel for that
Yeah,
and
it's a
what
beautiful
that
place,
community does for
Oh, my
people that are coming in. And so that's a good day.
It
It's a
is.
good day.
Yeah, the Ballard
Mhm.
House, they do God's work. So
Yeah.
it's amazing out there.
Yeah.
You can stay for free, room, board, up to 90 days.
Yeah.
And get your medical treatment and not have to worry. It's the
So-
Ronald McDonald House for adults.
Yeah.
It is.
Without Ronald McDonald.
Right.
It's a
And
great
for
concept.
adults and kids. Wait,
Oh,
either.
Oh, kids too. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
We
didn't know that.
no
I didn't know
no
that. I learned
age
something.
preference. Right?
Okay.
Because we have had some kids that have been coming in for treatment, you know.
From out of state.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. So,
And we just did the Sporting Place, the Ballard House Sporting Place event last Friday.
yes. How was that? I didn't get a chance to talk to
Oh
you.
my gosh, it was amazing. We had 35 teams out there. We were full.
Good.
We had this beautiful little dog donated.
I saw the photographs. I think
That
Gianna
was-
was going to keep it from one of the photographs I
Yeah, I think you're right. And Priscilla had it for 2 days
Oh.
and got a little attached.
I was happy to give away.
So it was a golden poodle.
Mm.
She's 11 weeks old.
saw. Is that a golden doodle or a golden?
Golden, I would say golden doodle. Yes,
Okay.
not golden poodle.
Yeah.
Golden doodle. And oh, her personality, she was just amazing. I fell in love with this child. And of course, I didn't have a crate, you know, a kennel to put her in when I brought her home. So she slept with me for 2 nights.
Yeah.
And woke me up chewing on my hair during the middle of the night. Let's go to the bathroom. Okay, let's go.
I know.
hmm
It's amazing.
And I really seriously thought about running out the door when before she got auctioned. Mr. Glenn Beckendorf did a very nice job.
He's
And
a wonderful
she
man.
raised $5,000 for the Ballard House.
Awesome.
That's
Congratulations.
hmm
I'm
So
sure England's pretty good at getting them up.
he's amazing, amazing. So I get to see him again tomorrow because he is the marshal for the Katy Rodeo Parade,
Mhm.
and I'm going to be the judge. That is tomorrow.
Oh wow.
I am going to be one of the judges. I
I'm
was
normally in
asked.
that parade. I spaced it.
That's tomorrow, starting at 9:30, going through Katy proper.
Yeah.
hmm So come out and enjoy and see all the floats and everything that
It's a great time.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. So I will be out there tomorrow doing that. I think there's like 10 judges.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So this is
wow.
my first year of doing this. I'm excited. So I'm
okay.
excited. So, so lots of good things. Good things happening.
Yeah, there's always good things happening in this
Mhm.
community. It's a wonderful place to be.
Yes.
What do you have coming up for 2025?
Wow. Well, I want to travel a little bit more.
Good.
But
Good.
so, well, we have obviously, like, as we continue to grow as a company, you know, we just continue to expand and then build our brand and then build our relationship. But overall, we're just focusing on steady growth. But we are here, we are available when there's the community need us. We're always going to be here. And then, because you never know, we hate being here when we are needed for all the wrong reasons, right? But
Right.
it's just part of life.
Right.
And this community, like I said, has done wonders for me in more ways than one, and I'm always ready to give back. But to answer your question about what we have going on for 2025, we just wanted to just do better than we did in 24, and then continue to grow as a company, and then continue to build relationships as we continue
Good.
to grow. Yeah, so that's what we have. Yes.
If they want to connect with you and use your services,
Yeah.
or what's the best way for them to connect with your company?
Well, I think, like, I mean, you can call the office, which is, you know, the phone number we'll talk about. I think it's 281-547-8035. And then we have our website, yomove.com. You know, Facebook is a good way to just get hold of us as well. So we try to post as much as possible. But the main thing is either the website or going through calling the office. That's a good way to get hold of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we will
Right.
tag you so that people can see
You
this.
have everything.
So,
Yeah.
Right. 100%. And then everybody just start thinking about the school drive and collecting items and having it all ready to rock and roll in September.
Yes, September we start collecting, and hopefully we'll get it to them before Christmas. And the kids will be so excited to see it again. So,
And so we will be another drop-off point for you here at Select Title on Westover Parkway.
yep,
And so anybody can drop off anything and we can do that.
we can do it, and we can come and pick it up. You just let me know once they drop it. I'll be like, hey, Dawda, I got you some supplies, and then I'll come back and get them. So,
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
love
It's
it.
a pleasure. And,
Love it.
Well, I mean, I wanted to seize this opportunity to thank both of y'all just for having me. obviously the first time we tried it, but like it is so exciting. And as soon as she called me, I was like,
I'll make it happen. It was just, I knew in his voice, it was like, I will rearrange, I will do whatever, but I'm going to make it happen and I
You're
will
a
be
hard guy
there.
to get back on.
Yes.
We've tried a few times,
Mm-hmm.
but she's persistent. She doesn't give up.
No,
but when
I
she
know.
calls, I'll answer. That's all.
He does.
Yeah,
He
so,
does.
So yeah, so I'm glad we
Very
managed to
much.
actually get it all together. And then thank you guys so much for the opportunity, the platform, and everything else. We're very grateful. We're grateful to our friends, our community, our support partners, our referrals. So we just can't be more thankful.
And the way I met him was meet Mr. President. Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah.
Mr. President.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Guys, thank you guys for having me.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Yep.
All right, so we'll see you all next week.
Bye, guys.
All right, have a good weekend. Happy Valentine's Day. We did it.
We were both going.